Welcome to the first ever Win Now Truck Talk. And this is for my new YouTube channel, Win Now Fitness. What are you talking about, my friend? What are you talking about, Win Now? What Win Now stands for is what's important now, no opportunity wasted. That's the acronym for the letters of Win Now. And what happened in the life of an individual who was at one time fit, at one time athletic, at one time competent, at one time capable, and very active, and then slowly through the years began to deteriorate, began to decline in fitness and decline in strength and capacity, but began to increase. You decreased in all those things, but you began to increase in weight. You began to increase in excuses. You began to increase in stress. You began to increase in depression. You began to increase in a sense of loss of agency in your life. You began to get in a place that you never thought you would be and that you don't know how to get out of. That's where you are when you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pounds overweight, and you didn't get there overnight. You didn't deteriorate. You didn't decline in one 24-hour period. It was a succession of days that you didn't win. You didn't win because you didn't focus on what was important now. You didn't focus on nutrition during the day. You didn't eat healthy. You ate high carb, high calorie, maybe satisfying food, maybe food you really enjoy, but you know it had way too much sodium, way too many calories, way too much fat, and you took pleasure out of it. You were eating for pleasure, but you weren't making choices that were for your progress, that were for your best self, or my best self, because like I said, I've lost 70 pounds in the last 387 days. I think today is 388, and in 388 days, I have lost 70 pounds. I have walked over 1,350 miles. I have done, I don't know how many thousand push-ups. I don't know how many thousand rows and curls and triceps extensions. Those things I don't count, but I count my miles. I count my steps. And I began this journey on April 9th of 2025, walking 2 miles, and it took me nearly an hour. Now, I could have walked faster. I wasn't very motivated. I was kind of discouraged and depressed. At the time that I count my weight on April 9th of 2026, being 246 pounds is what I'm going off of. That's what I weighed in 2024. I weighed 246 pounds in 2024. And it took me till April 9th of 2025. And I said, I have got to do something. I am not willing to die like this. I'm not going to die like this. I'm not going to die long before I die. I'm not going to set my way into dying. I'm not going to continue to set my way into decline. I'm not going to continue to wait for somebody to come and rescue me when I have got to rescue myself. And that's the condition, that's the situation that most people are in who've had that decline, who've had that deterioration over years and years and years of days that have gone by that you lost. You lost those days. So April 9th began that journey, and 388 days later, I'm 70 pounds lighter. And I can't begin to encourage anyone enough to take the steps. Take the steps. We're going to talk about this on this channel. The steps. Just like it took many days and many the absence of many steps to deteriorate and decline in your health, in your strength, in even your joy and your hope. And it was a slow progression down to where you don't even, till you wake up, you don't know how you got here. You don't know how to get out of here. That's the way you turn things around. That's the way you get 70 pounds off in 387 days, or maybe more, because there was a lot of mistakes I made. There was a lot of ways it could have went faster, but I wanted to take the time, take the process of doing something that I want to talk about on this channel, because 99.9% of changing your circumstances in your situation when it comes to weight, we talk about weight, we might talk about finances, we might talk about relationships, we talk about many things on here, and it's all the same thing. It's a mind game. You and I, somehow we mind gamed our way to decline and deterioration. And another word I use all the time is incapacitation. When you are, because I still want to lose about 15 to 20 pounds. That'll put me down around about 15% body fat. When you have, when you went through the steps of decline and deterioration, you came to a place of incapacitation. The same, you're incapacitated. You can't use your body to travel a distance that a normal, healthy human body can travel. You can't use your body to stand on your feet the length of time that a normal human body should be able to stand on their feet. You're not able to walk around the block. You may have a hard time going to the road to get your mail. And in my case, it's 100 feet away. That's incapacitated. It's the same type of incapacitation that one might have after they've drank too much. They're incapacitated. They can't walk right. They don't talk right. They don't look right. And in 365 days or less, you begin to become recapacitated. You become rehabilitated. You turn decline into incline, because you're making progress, not regress. And it is 99.9% in your mind. I'm going to talk about that, because this whole thing's a mind game. And in the last 12 months, or well, in the first year, first 365 days, I've named those 365 days. Or I've labeled what that process was for that first year. And that process was laying foundation and discipline installation. See, we're so hooked on the outcome that we want that we never focus on building the discipline, which will be the very thing that makes you able to make progress in weight loss and health or finances or relationship or anything else. It's not the outcome that we want to focus on. Our focus during recovery, let me put it this way, recovery. Our focus during recovery is discipline, because you need to come to the outcome, get the results you want, and not give up the discipline. You have to learn, and I had to learn this, and I'll be 59 years old in July, okay? And I've got 25 years, maybe less. This may be my last day. I may have walked my last mile, but you've got to maintain the discipline. Otherwise, you lose the outcome. You lose the result. You don't want to just get a result and lose it. The goal of winning now is to win and never give it back. You have to win today, and you have to win tomorrow, and you have to win the next day. But you only have to win or do what's important now, one day at a time. Focus on the one day. So there's a lot of layered stuff. And I believe if you don't focus on, if you're getting a thrill from the outcome, as soon as you get the outcome, the sense of motivation or your dopamine, because I've done a lot of studying on dopamine release. And dopamine is not just a chemical that makes you feel good. It's the chemical that makes you work for what you want. It's the thing that makes you can want a bowl of ice cream all you want. Dopamine is what makes you get up and go get it. And the change in our brains that we have to make is we have to hack our brains to choose things that momentarily are discomfort. You got to break an addiction to comfort, and you have to become addicted to discomfort that leads to the results you want. You have to learn to love chosen discomfort. All right, I'm not going to keep this long. The name of the channel, Win Now Fitness. What's important now? No opportunity wasted. What got you where you are? Wasted opportunities, wasted days. And to begin to turn the cycle, turn the scale, flip the scale from losing to winning is to decide what is a win for you. For me, the win was walking. And when is the win? All right? When you're going from rock bottom, when you're going from as bad a condition as you could ever imagine being in, where you are now, or maybe it may not be as bad as you've ever been in, but it's close. You're going from a bad place, a horrible place, a place you want to leave, to the place you want to go, is you have to decide, when am I going to win? For sure. On these days, I'm getting into a lot more than I planned. My personal win to win was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. That's when I would win, and my win would be my walking. I would get at least 10,000 steps in on those 4 days a month. Now, if you do the math, this is all science. This is all math, okay? If you do the math and you've lost 365 days a year for 10 years, that's 3,000 some losses. And you just begin to tip the scale. And when there's 7 days in a week, you win 4 days. Win 4 days a week, 1 day at a time. Get that win, get that scale tipped, because then you're winning more than you're losing. As far as losing your health and your fitness, you're winning your fitness back 4 days a week. That allows you to recover, and also on those recovery days, and you just invested that time yesterday, you tend to kind of watch your diet a little more. You tend to, at first, you need the rest. You need the rest from just a 2-mile walk, perhaps, like I did. I needed a day or 48 hours in between. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, I'm just going to share with you what I did. You can share in the comment section what you did and what you're doing, what's worked for you. But I'm telling you, if we don't rewire our thinking, if we don't rewire the way we process what is a win, what is a goal, the goal is not a weight. The goal is the discipline that gets you to the weight, and maintaining the discipline after you reach it. I'm going to tell you, because there's outcome orientations or goal outcome orientations, I've got a 12-step plan of fitness that I put in this first year. I said I've got a 12-step plan of fitness. Each step is not like my walking steps, but each step is a year. So I am going to maintain this plan. It's going to change along the way, but this plan that I installed when I was 58 years old lasts till I'm 70. And I'm not gonna tell you what they are. You'll have to come back and watch another video, watch the video after this. Each step or each year has 4 phases that are 3 months long. The first 3 months, and the final third phase of the period has a challenge. It has a physical challenge that you've worked for the whole time. So rather than going and joining somebody's race, you're always setting your benchmarks. You're always setting your challenges. You're always goal-oriented towards goals and challenges. You're imposing the challenge on yourself. So you have the joy and the gratitude and the peace that comes from challenging yourself. The world is challenging enough. When you challenge yourself enough, the challenges of the world are almost inconsequential. All right, so that's just the first break in video of the Win Now fitness channel. What's important now? No opportunity wasted. When will you win? What is a win? For you, maybe it's walking also. Maybe it's bike riding. Maybe it's rowing. Maybe it's swimming. Whatever it is, tailor it to yourself. Walking, I used to not be a big proponent of walking. Walking is it, especially when you're older. For the older crowd, walking is the way. This is the way. Walk in it. All right. I hope you hit like, subscribe, and share if you care. I hope you come back to share your story and to find out more on how I lost 70 pounds in 388 days. 65 pounds or so in the first 365 days. Come back, because I believe what I have discovered, and you may know these things also. I may be just saying something to you you already know. But sometimes it's not a matter of a new thing. It's just a thing we already know. Maybe a little tweak, a way it little sits, the way it hits a little different. So thanks for being here for this Truck Talk with Rob. All right. Peace and love. Till next time.